Hey Leo, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do the major issue for May. We're going to see what's going on. We're going to use just the majors out of one deck and then clarify with an entire deck. And see what the themes are for life, finances, and relationships overall for you for the month of May. A little under the weather, so I'm only sticking to one oracle this time around. But we'll get you some, hopefully, good stuff you can act on. See what's happening. Alright, so you want one more shuffle, don't you? Yep. There we go. Give me a good one. There she is. Yeah, that's it. Like, you know, good shuffle. Alright, so in life, we have Skyfather, the Emperor. I had to look at things, I was like, Skyfather. Yeah, so we have the Emperor in finances. Ta-da! There you are. We have Strength, and then we have High Priestess in relationships. I love owls. They're like one of my faves. So, reading it without your challenge cards at the moment, there's just a big take control energy of relationships. You might not be saying a lot. I think you're more observing in a way to kind of see overall how things are going. With the finances, you're coming in hot. With the Strength, you know, but there's a balance to it. It's just like, you know, I want to say, like, if you've made investment decisions or you've decided to do a certain thing with your money, like, it's solid, which is nice. The Emperor, though, there's that boss energy. There's that kind of leveling up, being in control overall. And I think that's maybe where the High Priestess part comes in. Like, she's not as nurturing as the Empress is. It's more like of a quiet power where maybe, like, you know, you are kind of ruling the roost, but also, like, not pushing it at the same time. Like, things are working in your favor, and you might with a little guidance here and there. So let's see what the challenges are for this. So the Emperor, in general, we have the Wheel of Fortune. To me, that could be like, you know, you've got this, you're like, pick up the pace. Things are not happening in the time you want it to. And maybe that's where this Strength part comes in. Let's find out. The Hermit. And this is a turtle. Are people just not picking up the pace? It's like, you know, and then there's a motorcycle revving outside, like, come on. Anyway, so High Priestess, the Lovers. I mean, I think that's a good area because, I mean, the Lovers, the challenge is, you know, the owls alone. Remember how I said these eagles are collaborative in a way? Like, they're both on the branch. They both have to run the show. Which you're like, oh, fine. Yeah, something's not moving to your liking. You're like, you've got, you know, I would say your challenge is to not use too much force. To not bring the Leo and be like, guess what? You know, or temper the Leo a little bit. I think you're doing okay in the relationship portion of it because you do have the High Priestess. You're just quietly guiding, but you do need to kind of get a little more collaborative-y. So let's see about this in general thing. We're going to clarify with Tarot Mystical Moments. Eight of Swords. You are feeling a little like, come on. Like, you have these wings. You want out the cage. Let's go. So how is that going to happen? We have Eight of Wands, Four of Pentacles. So, like, she's going, but at the same time, there's still this locked up thing. I don't know if there's just loose ends that you have to clear up, or, you know, with this Wheel of Fortune card, there is stuff that you have to wait to kind of click into place before you can be like, let's get out of Dodge. I'll clarify this down the road in a couple minutes, but Four of Pentacles, there's a hold on thing. It's like, I have what's mine is mine, and let's see. Let's talk about the finances. I'll go back to the Four of Pentacles in a moment. Okay, all these wanted to come out at once. So, in the finance department, you have the Moon, the Four of Wands, and the Five of Wands. Remember how I said, what's mine is mine? What's mine is mine. And the Five of Wands, it's confusion, but at the same time, she's moving the players. She's moving the players. The players aren't moving. So as you can see, like, you have this, You know, people say it's the 1111 soulmate card or whatever, but this is your home, your stability, etc. And the moon, you're making moves. There's like a gut factor to it that you like, you just know, like, this is what we need to do, and then this is going to contribute to my stability. And then if you have anyone back talking you on, you're like, no, I know the next move. I know the way we should be going. So that could be contributing to any kind of like what mine is mine, that Four of Pentacles vibe. So going into relationships, what are we looking at here, Leo? Okay, this is 2, but we're going to do it. So you have the Emperor with Temperance. Remember how I said, you know, there's that take control factor, but with Temperance, there's that balance. There's that give, the take, the being able to like be gracious and patient, and even if you're like, I know this is what we should be doing. So give me one more on that. Like, you are so trying to be cool, but it's like, I can feel this sense of like, come on, growing within it. It's like annoyed factor here. 7 of Pentacles. Patience and judgment. Like I just got annoyed for you. So yeah, there's stuff that you've planted that you're like, this is nice, like, let's do it. So you're waiting for everything to kind of congeal, for everything to finally come into place. And then the judgment. I mean, you know, at some point, I feel like you're going to have to sound the horn and call time and be like, nope, no, we're not going into overtime on this game. Not going into overtime on this game. So, I mean, it's positive, but at the same time, you know, you have to temper that drive to make it all work and, like I said, collaborate. So, back on this Four of Pentacles, what's kind of the hold up here? King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Like, the slowest people in the deck. Oh my gosh, pick up the pace. But it's stable and it's good. It's just like, when you can see so far down the pike, it's just like, come on. Like, that Wheel of Fortune, that patience, that time. I mean, when it gets here, awesome. The interim part, like, oh my God. So I don't see it as negative. I'm going to pull one on this Five of Wands and just see. You know, I wouldn't get super annoyed. I would just, you know, wouldn't get too frustrated. It's all going to move. And just keep doing what you're doing in terms of, like, staying on top of things, making sure it's okay. 6 of Wands, yeah. It's going to come out winning. You know, you have the 4, 5, and 6. It's progressing. There's a progression. It's still the lower numbers. It's not like 9s or 10s, so it's not like all the way ready to flip. But you're getting there. Like, you're going to get there. All right, Leo? Like, I would not get too hamstrung by it. Like, you're winning, even if it's not as fast as you want it to be. So, we're going to do this oracle. It's like an extended Lenormand. It's sci-fi themed. I forget the exact name, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, and what's a couple of these too? All right. Jealousy. You want to do it this way, huh? No, you're not going to do it that way? Oh, yeah, you will do it that way. We have enemy and misfortune. I'm not saying, we're going to see. Then we have judge. Remember he had judgment back here? It's like anyone that's trying to talk against you in any, I think in any way, shape, or form. It's like, it's nothing good's going to come out of it for anybody. And I'm not saying you have the evil eye on you right now. Someone's doing spell. No, I just think in general, I'm not going to say you're untouchable, but it's like you're in your power, and it's really difficult to rock the boat when someone's like, no, this is like the steadiest boat in the world, so good luck. So what are these here? Falseness and unexpected joy. I hate to say that if people do get kind of exposed, you're going to be like, wah, wah, like, that's a shame. Like, not in a mean way. But if anything, all right, what is this jealousy about? Can we find out what that's about, please? What is it about? the young man. Oh, look at you. Yeah, so I think if you're involved with a man, or there's a young man looking at you, or just yeah, there's somebody who's kind of immature that's just like wondering, like, how Leo got that. So what is this enemy and misfortune? Merriment. Someone's just going to be a fool. Someone's acting a fool. You look like you're having a good time. Someone gets a little annoyed by that. You have stuff that they don't. You know, it's that whole, like, yeah, lover. So, unexpected joy. What is this unexpected joy? I'm getting just nosy now. I'm sorry. Party. That came out for Cancer as well. So I just think that you might be able to just enjoy yourself and like have a good time, because all this stuff, I just feel like it's going to, like, you're like Teflon. It's just going to slide right off you. So let me do another one of these. I know I've said I was going to keep it short, but I feel like that was kind of very specific for a very specific set of Leos. So I wouldn't even sweat that. I mean, I think anything else, someone else is going to be looking a fool. But give me 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what are we looking at now? Fidelity. Yeah, there's just that, because I was the message and prison. Okay, I feel like remember I said, like, you're waiting for this, like, move point? It's speaking back to that, like, you're staying true. You just kind of, like, it's that going back to that 8 of Swords thing where you're just kind of feeling stuck. Now, what are we doing? Rival came out. Yep, so fight. These are very aggressive cards. And Widow. It's almost like you just want to do it yourself. It's like you'll just handle it yourself. Whatever this thing that's popping up. Or you are trying to fight against this kind of feeling of prison. Now, what is this message about? Lord, who's in power? Who is on top? And, you know, the surprise factor of it. And servants. Yeah, so I feel like there is a need to kind of tone it down and humble. I'm not saying you're not humble, but, like, you know, try and be of service to help people to get out of this, because you are in control, and it's just like you might have an experience that surprisingly just kind of spanks you a little bit, just to kind of pull you out of it, because you're just like, oh my gosh, feeling stuck. Yeah, so if you don't kind of rein it in, like I said, you got to rein in the strength factor, as hard as that may be more collaborative. You know, I feel like you are being observed, not like watched in a malicious way, with all that other stuff coming out. But, you know, just wait for that wheel to turn. Wait for the Hermit to emerge. Even if it doesn't feel like it's going as fast as you want it to, it will get there. So, I'll talk to you mid-May and see if we have any kind of movement, Leo.